Yummy, Tash. What are you eating? Banana. So we rode from Mua Cave down to Tam Coc Village. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yep.
If it's not, it is now. So we're in Tam Coc Village. We rode into some pretty dark weather, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was getting darker than what it was.
And wet.
When we left Mua Cave, rain was getting a little, the drizzle was getting a bit heavier. So we stopped off for breakfast, got that coffee we were wanting so badly. And it's actually stopped drizzling, hasn't it? The clouds are still hanging around, like there's certainly no sunlight in Tam Coc today. But we're going to take a gamble, we're going to risk it. We're going to jump onto the
Tam Coc rowing boat.
Rowing boats, is that what they are?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
So just to give you some insight, if you've seen the photos high up from the top of the mountains on the little rowboats going through the rice paddies, awesome view, that is what we're doing right now.
So you got the rowboat, which you pay for per boat. Yep. So 150,000 for a boat, maximum of 2 foreigners. If you're not foreign, I think you can fit anybody you can in, you know? Fit the whole family, just like a scooter. But if you're foreign, maximum 2 foreigners a boat, so they say. And then you also have to pay for entry into the cave, which is 120,000 dong per person. But you have to go through the cave because that's where the boats go. So all up 390,000 dong for 2 people. But yeah, numbers are starting to flock in. I don't want to miss out on a boat.
And we don't want to get wet.
No, so let's go sort this out. Okay, so as you can see, we're now on the boat, and it wasn't until we got on the boat I realised I hadn't pressed record, so I didn't get any of us going through the ticket check and being allocated our boat. A real simple process. It's basically like a taxi rank. Whichever boat is next gets those customers. So, but little weird thing, we weren't allowed to hand the ticket to the lady rowing. We had to hand it to an official gentleman, and we handed it to him, who then handed it to the rowing lady. So, job creation, I'm not sure, but that's the process. When we were talking about 2 per boat for foreigners, locals can bring the family, we weren't joking. Hello! Hello. Good, thank you.
So this seems like a really weird thing to do. Let me remind you of the photos you see all over social media, high up in the mountains, looking down on the river, just gently rowing through some rice paddies. Amazing view, it just looks spectacular. This is actually that rowing boat. First time I saw one of those photos, I was like, man, gotta go and do that. That just looks amazing. This area is also known as the Halong Bay on land. You can absolutely see why. It's beautiful in its own right, but it's not quite Halong, is it?
No, it's not Halong, but it's definitely, as Tash says, beautiful in its own right.
The other thing that makes this particular rowing experience fun is the fact that they row with their feet here, not their hands.
And why is that, Tash?
Well, with the amount of people that come through here during the day, they reckon it's just easier to row with their feet. They don't get as tired as quickly, and it's a more enjoyable day for them.
That sounds made up.
Oh, that's what I've read.
Is that what you read?
Yeah.
Did you read that on Wiki?
Okay.
Now here's a good example of the difference in effort required. Here's a gentleman rowing with his arms. And there's a little gentleman rowing with his feet. Doesn't he? And this guy, he's got the exercycle thing going on. Look at this. He's cycling down the river. Hello. Oh, he's a young fella. He's just learning. A Padawan, as they call them. They don't really, I just made it up. It was the first word I thought of. Yeah, instead of apprentice, he's a Padawan. Hello! So, something Tash should explain. Explain, please, Tash.
Well, apparently we've picked the wrong time to do this cruise because the rice paddies have been harvested. So this is the infamous stretch that you see in all the photos. There's no rice paddies, but I still reckon it's really pretty.
So nobody's told this poor lady that the harvest is over. She's still out here. And who recognises up there? What is it, Tash?
It's the dragon.
The dragon's back.
Been there, done that.
So up there is where we were this morning.
The casks here are different to Holland, but it's still pretty spectacular, right?
Oh man, there are some sour tourists here today. Now, if any of you are wondering why some of the people passing us are wearing life jackets and we're not, it's not because we thought we were cool, even though we are, of course. We were actually just never offered them, were we?
No. We must look like we can swim.
Yeah. Maybe they picked up on the Kiwi accent, figured, oh, they can swim. It's all good. I might not have a life jacket, but if I fall overboard, at least my head's protected. So there's a lot of other tourists coming back towards us in rowboats, and some of them don't look overly happy. We're not sure if that's because of the weather, they're just sick of being in the light drizzle, or if it's to do with what we've read about happens when you get to the end of this little rowing expedition. We'll find out soon enough, I suspect. Okay, and the caves get narrower and narrower. Karaoke. Just this way a bit. Yep. No, thank you. No, no. No, that's fine. No, thank you. No, thank you. So that's what we were talking about at the end. You'll get hit up by the floating shops, the floating markets, the people trying to sell you stuff. I think actually we got lucky because we got the camera. They'll usually try, from what we've been told, try and guilt trip you, won't they, Tash?
Yeah, I was totally expecting that.
Yeah, guilt trip you into buying a tip for the lady behind. And we certainly aren't against tipping these people because she's rowing us about, I'm not sure if it's 6 kilometres one way, 12 kilometre round trip, not 100% sure, but we'll tip her ourselves with cash as opposed to buying her a beer or a Red Bull at an inflated price. Basically, people are paying up to 30,000 dong or more for a Red Bull that you buy in the supermarket for 10,000 dong, so 3 times the price. Yeah, good on them, trying to make $1, but it's not the way to go about it. You know, you come out on a peaceful trip like this, get to the end and get hit up like that, you just got to say no. No, 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 no. And that's what stops people coming back. Statistics are there. Travellers are asked as they're leaving the airport, you know, would you come back? And people say, I think it was 80% or 83% of the last report I read of tourists said no, they wouldn't come back because of stuff like this. They're not up for the constant hassling for that sort of thing. But each to their own. This actually really does feel like you're rowing along from that scene in King Kong, eh? It's, yeah, very, very much so. Afternoon, folks. Oh, beautiful. Why don't you do poses like that, Natasha? We can do that kind of stuff.
I'm not Instagram Barbie.
Just come on, you could be an Instagram Barbie.
No, I'm too rough around the edges for that nonsense.
Oh, we just tidy up a little, you know.
Excuse me?
You said you were rough. I was offering to tidy you up.
I'm almost sad that we're almost halfway back again. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. It's peaceful. It is absolutely stunning here. If you're ever in Tam Coc or in Ninh Binh, this is an absolute must. What do you reckon, babe?
Definitely. I totally agree with you, Natasha. I think it's wonderful. And in all seriousness, even though we've had this light drizzle and, you know, the I don't know what you call these big rocks sticking out of the ground, what their proper technical name is.
Karst.
Karst?
Karst.
Karsks? Whatever the pirate in front is saying, Karsk. Whatever they are, they're covered by a bit of a mist. It's awesome. It's really, really cool. Very picturesque, I guess, to sound like a bit of a blouse, but no, I'd definitely say come along and do it. And stoked we did. It was very tempting to just stay in bed when we pulled back the curtain, looked at the window. It wasn't a warm morning, but yeah, really, really stoked. We came out, did Mua Caves and the Tam Coc boat rowing.
I think I actually prefer it on the drizzly day. It almost looks magical.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those things. You're not getting the pictures you'd really, really like to take home, but for me, yeah, the experience of it in this environment is really actually quite awesome. If it was a really sunny, hot day, I'd probably be sitting here going, when's it over? You know, when can I get in the shade? But here it's just kind of like you're looking at everything, taking everything in. And a lot of the wildlife too, eh?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, yeah, it'd probably be around on a sunny day, but...
Lots of birds, lots of fish.
Yeah. So anyway, thumbs up all round.